Blessed be you for the good you do. Heavenletter number 5539. January 23, 2016. Life is ongoing. There is no interruption to life. So-called death is not an interruption. It is not even a pause. There are no pauses. Are there such interpretations in the world? Yes, there are such interpretations aplenty. Life on earth is not an eclipse of life in the subtleties of heaven. Heaven and earth are ongoing. There is no interference except as perceived on earth. Life on earth is filled with masquerades. Whole societies are built on masquerades. There are even those of my children who sign up for what the world calls villainy. Others may choose to be recipients of villainy in the world. There are trades made. Whether you would choose life in the world as it is or you would not, life in the world is perfectly life in the world as it shows up. Not perfect, yet perfectly displayed, even as anyone possessed of his or her full faculties would not display the impulses that appear to sometimes take over in the world. Who in the world would deign to take over the hearts of others, and who would come forth as lambs to the slaughter? Who would think of categorizing seeming others as victims or victors and feel grand about it? How could any one of my children feel pumped up at another's downfall as if another's downfall were some kind of victory? There are various currents in the ocean, paddled and pedaled about in the ersatz world. How is it possible that the idea of enemy grew when oneness is the truth? There is one truth and a multitude of versions of it, and there are those who find virtue in sentencing another to death or imprisonment, as if these give happiness. Life is a continuum. Never was life meant to be a punishment of one kind or another. And yet, even so, life is open to interpretation. Not all interpretations are based on truth, most certainly not. And yet, there is the mystery of free will, and each human being finds out life for himself. There are many changes on earth. Life seems to go back and forth and round about, and yet it often appears that nothing is changed, and progress is effervescent, just as you, yourself, individually and collectively, do not always feel real on earth and cannot seem to ground yourself at the same time as you so desire to fly above life, as it seems to present itself in the world. Sometimes you deeply wonder where, oh where, is glory to life in the highest? Where has it gone? And yet you have a recurring belief in it, and there are times when you actually experience glory and envision it and catch it in your hand. It would seem that this is up to you. You are the one. You are the ones. Life is up to you. No more thinking, please, that life is a pity. Life is a wonder even when it does not seem to be full of the wonder you would prefer. You may feel dismay more than you feel upliftment. Lift the world higher. When you lift, the weight of the world is not on you, and yet, the weight of the world does depend upon you. Hail to the King, for God is in heaven and on earth, and I know not despair. Do not be a person on the earth who despairs. Do not uphold despair. Uphold good fortune and blessings that inspire the hearts and souls of those who inhabit the earth. Your inheritance is mightier than what you may see before you, and so you must leap to the forefront of the world and raise its spirits and good-heartedness. Be the first. Certainly do not be the last. And, if you feel downhearted, then go forward just the same. You are here on earth to sail forward beyond any maelstroms that you yourself read and hear about or seem to see. Now is the time to support love on earth and all good to all my children, including yourself. If you cannot aspire to all good, then aspire to the good of all. Upon all that is holy, I witness your love elevating earth and reaching a high watermark. Blessed be you for the good you do. Channeled by Gloria Wendroff. Heavenletters.org